Hello and welcome to Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan.
I'm Ryan.
And this is the podcast where we talk about 2 movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. And before we get into our movie of the week, I want to talk about our Patreon. We have a Patreon. You can support us over there at patreon.com/driveindoublefeaturepodcast. Thank you to everyone that supports us over there. You can get good exclusive content over there. Just little off-the-cuff conversations, but all the main content's still going to be here. And this week is Lion Week. This just kind of happened out of the blue, but we are talking about 2 Lion movies, and not Lion King. Sorry, Disney heads out there. We are talking about 2007's Prey, directed by Daryl Root. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah, Daryl Root. Imagine Cujo with a lion, and yeah, that's your plot descriptor.
Well, Nathan, before we get into this movie, I figure since it's Lion Week, there's something special I'd like to do this week.
Yeah, what's that?
And that's to read various lion jokes. So I'm going to read a couple of them during each episode.
Okay, yeah, all right.
All right.
You got to be lion. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm telling the truth.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why did the lion lose at poker?
Why?
Because he was playing with a cheetah.
Oh, dang.
Okay. I'll do one more real quick.
Just 2?
Well, you know, we're gonna do these throughout. Like whenever there's dead air, I just throw in a lion joke.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
What time is it when a lion takes your hat?
When? What? Huh?
What time is it when a lion takes your hat?
I don't know.
Time to get a new hat.
That's actually I didn't laugh, but that's a pretty good joke. I like that one.
Oh, well, okay. Since you like that one, what do you call a lion wearing a stylish hat?
What?
A dandelion.
Oh, I like that. That's good. That's a good one. I love these lion jokes. Too bad we didn't pick a lion comedy. That would have been good.
Well, I mean, depending on what your read is on these 2 movies, maybe.
That is very true. I think I did laugh in both of these movies at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Prey from 2007. Like I said at the end of the last episode, I had a middle school friend recommend this movie to me back in middle school. Rented it from Hastings, which was like a local rental place that we had. It was a chain, but I never got it. Never picked up on it until now. So Tristan, thank you for this one. Now, let me tell you, this is this movie, I think after finishing it, I was like, I don't know how much I have to say because this is so bare bones of a movie. Like, this is just like not a lot happens, you know. A mom and 2 kids, a stepmom and 2 kids go out in the car and they get like stuck in Africa and RoboCop has to try to find them. Sorry, Peter Weller.
I actually took quite a lot more notes on these than other movies that
really that's funny.
Yeah. So first off, so yeah, it's this new blended family. You know, it's like a stepmom and the dad and his 2 kids. They had just gotten married, but like they act like they don't know who this woman is. Like they haven't spent any significant time, and now they're just like, oh well, we're gonna just move to Africa for a little while, and you're gonna live here with your new mom, kids.
Yeah, the best move you can make. And the son, he seems fine with it. You know, he's kind of surviving. The daughter, who is maybe one of the most annoying characters we've talked about on this show.
I don't use this word too lightly, but yeah, she's a real shithead. Just like just so annoying. Just like, okay, I get it. Her whole family was destroyed. You know, her parents divorced, but her mom's not even dead or whatever. And she's really upset by this and just taking out on this stepmother constantly.
Yeah, just like really like mean, like, I don't know, just like constantly just like, I don't want to talk to you. I hate you. They go to Africa to look at animals, and they're right there next to animals, and she's on her dang iPod, and because it's 2007, and and she's just like, I don't care, I could go to a zoo and see this. It's like, damn, make the most out of what you have. Come on.
They go to dinner the night before the safari, and he's like, the dad's like, here, try this warthog, kids, and the boy's like, tastes like chicken.
Oh my god, like, and her lines.
I don't eat any characters from The Lion King.
Yeah, and that just sounds like a snarky, sarcastic, like, dumb joke. But no, she takes real offense whenever her stepmom laughs. Like, she's about to cry.
Well, yeah, like this. So, like, she says that, and the stepmom laughs because it's kind of funny what she said, I guess. And the stepmom's like, oh, that. And she's like, what's so funny? Like, it's not funny at all. And it's like, just this poor woman, she's like trying to relate to this girl on some level. And this girl is just not having anything of it. But before we get too far away from the beginning, like, there's some really like weird lines at the beginning of the movie. Where they get off the plane, they arrive in the savannah or whatever, and the little boy is like teasing his sister, and his dad says, hey, don't bug pretty girls because they won't pay attention to you later in life.
That confused me, because you don't usually use that line whenever, like, I don't know, with your sibling or your children. Like, it's just kind of like weird.
Oh yeah, there was like these weird lines like that. I was like, well, that's his sister. That's not like a girl he likes. So
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, don't talk to your hot sister. Like something weird.
Right, and it's a little boy. He's like 8 years old or whatever. It's gross. And then they have to get into this big Jeep looking thing, and he's like, okay, get on the Jeep, and the girl's like, Dad, I'm wearing a skirt. And he's like, I'm your dad, I'm not gonna look up your skirt, get in the freaking Jeep.
Yeah, that was another weird one. Like, what, who wrote this? Like, 3 people wrote this, actually, but it took 3 people to write these lines. I'm you sure Peter Weller wasn't just like ad-libbing there?
I hope not, because if that's the case, then I would be horrified to see what his other ad-libs would be. But and then the other scenes, like the 2 parents are making out in the pool, and she's like, the little girl's like yelling at the top of her lungs, like, who does she think she is wearing that swimsuit? Like,
she's not a teenager anymore.
Right. She's like, they better not have sex in the pool. Like,
I love it.
She's like a 12, 13-year-old girl, too. So it's really weird she's saying all this.
Yeah, she's real young. And I think it's funny that her 8-year-old brother is like even more level-headed than her. And is like, oh, hey, keep it down. Like, calm down. It's okay. Like, he's like, hey, stop. You're being a baby.
Yeah, like the little 8-year-old boy has to reason with his teenage sister. But, but yeah, and so after that, I'm like, what is this movie even going to be? Is this just going to be like this super annoying family? And yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, it pretty much is. They put a big focus on the teenage daughter, because what I find interesting is, so Peter Weller doesn't get stuck in the safari van with them. So they break down in the savannah, and 2 lions attack their tour guide, and it's Cujo. They keep him trapped in the car. And the little boy just kind of drops out from the movie almost. Like, he's there, but he's just kind of not doing anything.
Yeah, but he's kind of annoying too, honestly. Like, so first off, Peter Weller is barely in this movie. He shows up and he's hanging out at the sweet hotel resort, but he's not.
He did the vacation parts of the movie.
So, like, when they're out going to film the rest of this movie, he's like, yeah, I'll just stay at the resort. You can write me out of this movie. And
even the director's out here like, hey, Peter, you want to check out the set, see what we're doing out here? No.
Listen, I'll come in when you guys are about to film the finale. And then,
and that's what happens.
but yeah, they go. So how it starts is they go off roading and on a safari. They're like, hey, this even safari guys like, you want to go off road?
Mm-hmm.
And they go off road and not that far though. It feels like. I mean, it feels like they just get off maybe like a minute. They're driving off the road,
Yeah,
and then it's all of a sudden like the little boy is like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and
they hand him a Coke bottle, and he's like,
he's like,
no,
here you go, kid. He's like, I don't have to pee, and they walk the kid all the way out there. He brings a gun to stop any animals, and then he's like, sir, I don't have any toilet paper. He's like, just use some grass.
Like some grass is really gonna like clean you up. Well, it is what it is. There's no leaves out there. They're just out there, which makes me wonder when the lions pop up how they never caught them. They weren't that sneaky, were they? They're giant.
Well, I mean, maybe the smell of David's poop like deterred him, and they oh, better stay away from this smelly kid.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want a piece of that. Yeah,
but he goes out there. But if you go out to the safari, I don't know about you, but even on road trips, I make sure I go to the bathroom beforehand.
Yeah, he is a kid though. Like I feel like isn't that the joke with kids? Is like, oh, make sure you pee before you leave, little Johnny. Something like that.
Well, yeah. Well, did his dad not say that to him?
No, because his stepmom, his dad was in the hotel room just asleep. Well, he was on business. He's there to work on a dam, which he shows up for one time.
The dam, always getting in the way.
I know, getting in the way of some good animals and getting trapped. So like they crash out there, right? And they have lions after them. Lions that are obviously not there with them. The lion stuff is definitely separate and cut together, which it's cheap, I guess. At least it's not CG lions. I can take that.
Well, I think
all the time.
I was about to say, I think there are some CG lions in here, but
because there are like jumping scenes and stuff like that when they like attack the car.
But the lions kill the tour guide, and it's like he's lying there, and then all of a sudden the lions just like snatch the body, but it's like super fast. The body gets dragged away like.
Yeah. God, and there's other CG. All the blood is CG, and it looks so bad. There's like a scene at the end of the movie where someone dies, and it's just like blurry, and there's just like red streaks on the screen. It looks awful. Hate it.
The special effects in this are awful. It's really bad.
Yes, yeah.
Well, hold on. I think now is a good time for a joke.
Okay, yeah.
What is a lion's favorite U.S. state to visit?
Maryland.
Maine.
Oh, that makes sense. Perfect.
But anyway, but so when I say like the kids are annoying, is like it starts almost right away. I mean, they're in this Jeep or whatever for not very long, and like already they're like, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, and they're like, we only have half a bottle of water. And survival tactics, your body can go like 3 days without drinking any water.
Yeah, this kid acts like he's on his deathbed and he didn't have a drink of water for a night. It was like one night, and he's like, "Oh, water! I need water!" Like dying. I was like,
"It's like maybe 6 hours later, he's just like, oh, water." I mean, it's okay. It's hot. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, your body does not need a ton of water. I mean, like it doesn't need water constantly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just little stuff like that. Like, there's a weird scene where the little boy finds a lighter and like is like, oh, who can this be? And they assume it's the daughter, but no, it's the stepmom who smokes. But like, how do they know the lighter was theirs in the first place? Someone could have just left it in the car. Like,
well, yeah, like it could have been the tour guides, or it could have been somebody else's, or whatever. They just like obviously it's one of ours.
yeah, and I guess like smoking is such a like huge crime because they're like, we'll keep it a secret for you. We'll let nobody know that you smoke cigarettes every once in a while.
Well, she says to the kids, she's like, "Look, I get a little nervous sometimes, so I need a cigarette every now and then." And even the daughter, who at this point's coming around to the stepmom, is like, "Yeah, I guess we could be a little overwhelming at times."
Yeah, it's so bad. Oh, love it.
Well, I guess this is a good point to say, not to diss the woman or the actress in this movie, but she has like zero personality. She has like the personality of wallpaper.
Oh yeah, the main, yeah, no, she because at least the kids, they're annoying. They at least have some kind of characteristic. Her, I I don't know anything about her. I don't know what she likes. I don't know. She doesn't have any interesting character traits. I totally agree. I mean, I couldn't even describe it.
Well, yeah, the only scene we get like of her backstory is how she met the kid's dad, or they're like, "So I met your dad on an airplane," and the girl's like, "On the Mile High Club." Like, just she's thinking about her father and this woman hooking up on an airplane.
Yeah. I don't know why this movie is like so like it's now that you're talking. I guess I didn't really notice it at the time, but now we're talking about this movie's like weirdly sexual for a movie about a lion attacking a safari car.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't know, like it's just like the daughter's like constantly thinking about sex, and she's 13, and yeah, so it's just I don't know why they just felt the need. Like it's just the dialogue in this movie is so bad.
It is. It's definitely like an afterthought for this whole thing, and I mean the actors don't really help either. The main lady's Bridget Moynihan. Is she related to Bobby Moynihan, my favorite Saturday Night Live actor?
Yeah.
But no, she's just rough. The kids are rough. Peter Weller is just he doesn't care. I'm like, he doesn't care. Like it's a paycheck, and you can tell.
Well, yeah, like the only thing he does is he goes and hires this big game hunter or like tracker or something like that to track him down, and the guy is so like, well, I guess he does do something because he does bring him to the big finale. Yes, and he does end up shooting one of the lions, but
he ends up dying.
Yeah. But going back a little bit, so the next morning they actually do see where the tour guide left his car keys, and he takes the mom gets out of the car, and rather than just like run, like if I was in that situation and I saw the keys, I would just make sure before getting out, I'd make sure there was no lions. I'd run as fast as I can, grab them, and jump back in. And she just stands there for like, it feels like forever, just like kind of staring off in the distance, like, where's those lions at? Yeah. Better be real careful. I'm like, no, go fast, go very fast. And then by the time she notices a lion, it's too late. It's charging at her.
Yeah, and she can't even like, and then it becomes like a whole chase, and then she does end up getting the vehicle moving and then just crashes it. Like maybe
she drives like a maniac.
Yeah, and like it maybe is 30 seconds long, but the daughter acts like, oh, we're so far off the trail now, they won't find us. And yeah, they get a helicopter and they can't find them, which I think is so weird because like the big game guy, the big game poacher dude is like, oh, with the helicopter, they'll never find them. I'm like, why?
Well, yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah. I don't understand that either because they don't, it's not like, especially like before. So, I mean, their Jeep is painted like a zebra. So it does stand out. It looks like a big giant zebra. And it's not like this tan beige car that's blending in with the other beige scenery or whatever. It easily stands out, and they're right in the middle of the open. It's not like they crashed into a tree or into, they're in a cave or something like that where they can't be seen. So it seems like a helicopter would see them right away. So I don't know how it missed them.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't explain that well enough. It was more like, oh, we just need to keep the movie going, so we're gonna write it that way.
Another really weird sequence, which I wasn't really sure how it was going to play out, is they run into some locals that were there.
That scene plays really weirdly. Like it's odd.
It is. So like I'm thinking this whole time. So they help them kill one of the lions that's been chasing them, and they show like they're kind of like talking to each other, and like the family's like, can you help us, like can you take us to water or something? But it's filmed so menacingly, like you think that these guys are going to do something to this family.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like such a bad like deal, because I mean they're poachers. They're literally standing there with like blades in their hands chopping up this dead animal. And, you know, it comes off very like, okay, this is something bad's going to happen here. But no, the one kid leads her to water, and nothing really happens.
Yeah, but that scene goes on really long, and that's why I kept thinking like something's going to happen, because if he was a good guy, you know, they would just cut this scene out. So the scene it's padding. It's just padded the runtime.
Then talk about this movie is 90 minutes, and it does not need to be 90 minutes. It is like stretched to the thinnest possible, because it like I said, it's so bare bones. It is just like it's a plot of like a TV show episode. Like it could just be an episode of a show.
It could have been 30 minutes long, and I don't think you would have lost anything.
No. But the finale is awesome. Let me tell you what.
Is it?
No, I'm absolutely kidding.
Before you go into that finale, Nathan, let me interrupt you with a joke.
Oh, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you call a lion who hosts a talk show?
What?
Larry, King of the Jungle.
Oh, God. Who comes up with it? Larry, King of the Jungle. All right.
All right. Back to the finale.
I can't follow that up. I just can't. So the big game hunter dies. Peter Weller ends up under the car, and the lion's like going after them, attacking. They punch a hole in the gas tank, and then they run away. And you know what?
Luckily, they have that lighter. The lighter comes back.
Yes, it actually comes back. Wow. Great writing. Wonderful.
So when she was smoking a cigarette early in the movie, that was foreshadowing.
Wow, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, maybe I'm ranking this movie a little too low. But the car explodes. The stepmom makes the car explode and kills the lion, and it's like one of the worst shots. I like horrible sound effects. The whole car exploding thing is just so bad.
And you see this fiery lion in the air. It's like shot into the air, and this lion is on fire. Mm-hmm. It's so ridiculous looking.
It is. It's so dumb. And I was half expecting. Well, you sent me a GIF last night of Peter Weller getting destroyed in RoboCop, and I was like, oh, okay, so he dies. No, everyone lives, and they get to be happy.
Yeah. No, I was. Gotcha. Swerve.
Well, I know. Thanks. Yeah, you're keeping my expectations at a certain level.
There's other weird moments in the finale, though. So when Peter Weller does show up, they're like, "Dad, there's a lion." He's like, "Oh, what?"
And he kind of just runs into it, right? Like he's like running in. He's like, "Oh, I'm going in to save you." Well, not even to save you, to see you.
That was dumb. At the very end of the movie, the Jeep explodes, and it's kind of implied like, oh, well, maybe she was in there, like his new wife was in that explosion. Mm-hmm. Like, they try to fake you out a little bit, and like Peter Weller just kind of, he's not sad that he may have saw like his new bride just get exploded. He's just kind of like staring like real seriously, like real stoic looking, and then she like pops out of the wreckage. I'm fine, and he just kind of like does like a little half smile, like, Yeah, I knew you were fine.
Yeah, I knew it the whole time.
Not gonna fool me.
Yeah, and then like they talk, and you know she got this idea from her daughter, and they joined the Mile High Club together, and that was the grand finale. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. I'm sorry.
The lion joined the Mile High Club when it was shot a mile high into the air.
Yeah, and was on fire. Kind of awesome.
You know, they did mention the Lion King in this movie. They said
they did.
I don't want to eat Pumbaa, is what they said about that warthog.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to name drop Pumbaa.
But did you notice later there was 3 hyenas eating a dead lion?
Gotcha.
Like from Lion King.
Oh, is that supposed to be a reference? Gotcha.
And they the 2 lions were credited as Simba and Nala in the credits.
Oh, really? No way. Okay, I was about to say they couldn't get away with that. No, there's a funny scene where the tour guide's leg gets torn from their body, and the little boy's like, "Oh, look, they just took the leg." It's like...
I forgot about that.
Yeah, this movie is chock full of these little moments. I swear. Like overall, it's weird. It feels like a movie I should hate, and I don't think it's good. It's a bad movie, but you know, I had fun. You know, it was like a fun bad movie. Like it was really bad, but I laughed a lot.
It seems like one of those movies that, like, if you're just hanging out with some friends, like doing like your little mystery science theater commentary, it'd be pretty fun to do. But
yeah. But is it a recommend? No, do not go out of your way to see Prey.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, before you close this out, Nathan, let's do one more joke.
One more joke. All right.
So, what does the lion say to his family before they eat a meal?
What?
Let us pray.
Nice.
Tying it all back.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. It's almost like I don't know what I was going to say. All I'm saying is it's comic gold. Thank you, Ryan.
I'm bringing my A game for this episode.
That's where all your research went into.
This was my research for this one. Yes.
Yeah. But I think that wraps it up. But we still got some more lion stuff coming right at you. What's coming up on Thursday, Ryan?
Well, Nathan, we're going to be talking about a very infamous movie from 1981's Roar. And that is 100% free on YouTube. That's where we watched it. And Nathan, how about I come over to your place and we're going to watch that movie together?
Come on through.
All right.
Drive on over.
We're going to do that. We're going to have our live viewing together the second time we've done this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is the second time in many, many eepisodes, so I'm excited. But yeah, so if you want to email us with any recommendations or if you have any opinions on these movies, you can send that email over to driveindoublefeaturepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us over on Twitter @DIDFpod. And like I said at the beginning of the show, the Patreon is patreon.com/driveindoublefeaturepodcast. And until next time.
Until next time.